Hey everyone! Cut those ads a little bit short because we did get into the game. They're definitely ready to go into the game with the maps and everything. So on the top left, in this last best of 3 of the day, it is going to be the blue Zerg Cham. The bottom left, as the red Terran, he is Roots Kelazhur. And he is definitely my favorite to win this, but Cham has been looking fairly good. Yeah, not the hardest bracket getting here. He defeated Suppy, so TvZ, Panda Bear, me. Actually, something with TvZs. Huh. Okay, well, let's see what his ZVT looks like, because he is going up against a very good... Oh no. Oh no. Rip. He's going up against a very good Terran. Okay, well, so this happens every so often, and we do have to bring it up. Our mods are volunteers, and they're usually very good at their job, and just really awesome people. So whenever something like this happens, remember that they make the chat a wonderful place for every good person out there. They don't make it wonderful for assholes, but for every good person out there, they do. So remember that when they accidentally mess up the bets. And it's funny because I remember I just noticed one of the mods kind of making a joke about someone that made a bet on Silky and wasn't going to win it, but apparently he did on accident. So unfortunately there's like no way to really refund it. The most we can do is just, you know, say sorry, but that does mean that everyone who bet on Silky just got Partoofs instead of betting on Jon Snow and getting Partoofs. It happens, just like every so often, you know, I accidentally play ads over something, so we definitely don't intend to, and we specifically just, you know, have, like, motions in place to try and not let that happen, but sometimes it slips through the cracks, so it happens, whatever. Try and get over it, and try and enjoy the next series, the next bets, and they'll definitely do right by this one. I don't think I've ever seen them mess up 2 bets in a row. That would have been catastrophic. But alright, with that all said and done about the channel, this is the last best of 3 of the day. I want to really quickly thank Ting once again for being awesome and letting us continue with the Ting Season 2. Season 1 went really well. I mean, the finals were pretty hype. You know, a foreigner getting past all the Koreans and actually getting that Korean versus foreigner dynamic. We invited a couple of people back from that as well. We have a good set of groups that look pretty cool. We aren't Zerg heavy right now. And of course, you guys really helped out by being so just, you know, what's the word? Welcoming. There we go, to Ting, and especially Ting Jesse. And I know a lot of you actually were interested in their services. So thank you so much for continuing to support us, even after the mods mess up. And I hope you enjoyed this solo cast. Hopefully Riffin will be back tomorrow to cast the Korean group in the morning. Start of the groups tomorrow morning. Now here's something we haven't seen in a very long time. A very old-fashioned cheese. Arena. It usually is either early roaches or, you know, a Zerg dealing with a tank push, but sometimes they can bring back the cheese. These mass overlord drops can be very difficult to deal with if not scouted, and if you just have a bad build against it, basically. But it looks like Kelazhur scouted it just enough. I think his Reaper must have died in that scout. No, an SCV died in that scout, actually, so even more impressive. That's why we have a bunker in the main. A tank drop is definitely a good way to help defend against it, and having a bunker in the natural helps as well. Now, there was a choice for Cham to either go into the main or go into the natural. Both are perfectly good options. Kelazhur could have either pulled from either option as well, but he's going to try and repair the bunker. It's actually going pretty damn well so far. The tank is getting a lot of free shots, and I don't think this is going to work. Even if it kills all of the natural SCVs, I still don't think it's enough damage. Cham is really all into this. In fact, after killing 8 SCVs, he's only at an equal amount right here. He has killed most of the Marines, though, and the tank is now being chased by the Overlord. Another tank pops out, but unfortunately the other medevac is not quite prepared. It's going to need a mass repair on it. It's not being focus fired, so that repair is actually going to work. The repair was not going on the bunker, but if the tank survive, I think that might just be enough. The natural flood is no longer of importance. It's nice to have your Lings flooding in here, but only to get the lift off in the command center. I don't think that's enough. The tank push that can happen after this is just usually too strong. Cham is truly all in with this. Even if he was up 5-6 workers, I still would say he was going to lose the game, unless he could also kill those tanks. Good job, Kelazhur. That last-minute defense. We've seen this drop really just fall off a lot because Terrans were getting very good at defending against it. Their tanks were in place, their bunkers were in place. A Widow Mine ended up killing, you know, with the help of Marines, too many Overlords, and they just kind of stopped doing it. Vikings not going to come out to help pick off those Overlords, so continued all-ins will no longer be a factor, but Cham will continue to all-in as long as he can. There's really not a lot of macro out of this. Double tank drops, once again, going to try and get some damage done, then realize, oh no, he's actually going all-in again, and they will come back. But with 2 medevacs, I find it very difficult to believe that Cham's going to be able to kill those. Especially since... Oh no, he saved actually a lot of his queens. Or he remade them. I think he just remade them. I was gonna say, oh, a full Overlord full of Lings went down to that one Viking. That's so good. But the medevacs, they are being targeted by those queens. Oh, now they are, but a little bit too late, so they do reposition in a good location. The bunkers once again held, and only queens is not very scary. Oh, that one tank is so close to death. Oh, that is so close. This second attack was much worse than the first one. Now Kelazhur is up 8-9 workers. That's it. GG. Kelazhur with a beautiful hold. Not the most perfect hold we've ever seen, but certainly a beautiful one. It's going to put him at 1-0. Next map is going to be Dusk Towers, and we'll get right into that. No reason to take a break. Just took one. This is the I did it again. I touched the finger. This is the last best of 3 of the day. Thank you all for joining me in a solo cast and for all being very nice about it. And, you know, I look forward to casting with Rifkin again tomorrow. Hopefully he'll be all set and ready to go. It's been a fun day. It's been a short day, which is, I'm not complaining at all about that. And thank you for Olivia for taking care of the tweet, so I can just retweet. Nom, nom, nom. Okay, so they are ready to go. Let's do it. Let's get this potential last game out of the way. Kelazhur looks strong. It's an all-in. Let's see if Cham can only all-in versus Terran, or he has a good macro game in the back of his pocket for Dusk Towers. The macroest of macro maps. In this map pool, anyway. I don't know what's happening, but Olivia has to say, I'm the greatest, so I imagine she's being defensive. Just almost my default. Yeah, I guess that's what's happening. Oh, you know, I think I missed a resub. I did. I think I missed... Actually, I think I missed more than one resub. Zennies for 10 months, Prince Morganti for 25 months, and most recently, Hello Reason 8 for 5 months. All thanks for subbing. Now let's get into the game. In the top right, he is down 1. It is the blue Zerg Cham. In the bottom left, as the red Terran, he is Roots Kelazhur. Alright, Dusk Towers. Kelazhur could go for a 3cc build and probably feel okay as long as he had a tank and a bunker to back it up. Cham, as I said, is he the type to only all-in versus Terran? Because he's not very confident in that matchup. Or does he have a solid macro game? This is the map where you can actually go kind of well into Mutilating Bling. It had its peak of Mutilating Bling maybe like a month and a half ago, I feel, where just like every single map was Mutilating Bling and they were really trying to make it work again. And it works, but it's an option, you know? It's like, it's stylistic. Roach Warren or Baneling Nest, Mutalisk or Fast Hive, you know? And I'm not sure what type of player Cham is. If he goes for the Fast Hive, that might just work out. Terran's mid-game pushes aren't dominating as much as they used to. It's really more about out-dropping them and doing that instead of pushing to win. But I'm not sure what Kelazhur looks like either. I know Kelazhur just recently lost a clan match. Maybe he's feeling a little bit down after that. Or maybe he just didn't care and is perfectly fine. And he's like really happy he's about to get into the TING North American group. Because I certainly feel it for him. But that's just because I don't know Cham very well. Reaper comes out, wants to get a pretty good scout as he was just cheesed. So it's pretty important to get that second scout in the second game. Don't just assume they won't cheese again. And it is going to get a good one. It doesn't really have to see anything, so it's automatically a good one. As long as it sees a spawning pool wiggling and jiggling, like no second gas, no roach warren, then everything is Gucci for the Terran player. And Kelazhur is going for that factory. We'll see if he adds on the reactor or he adds on a tech lab. Oh, the Reaper almost died. Oof. You don't want to, it's really not an excuse. There's no excuse to let it die so early, you know? Even when Medlock speed is out, Medlock boost rather, you usually get one more scout if you're really clever with your Reaper. So he's just gonna hold on, I guess. He'd rather see a bunch of Lings moving out than just, hide the Reaper entirely. Goes back in right now. This is a clever spot for the Lings to hide. We do have a very fast lair, so I mentioned Roach Warren and Baneling Nest, didn't mention the possibility of a super fast lair, because that is a build that just seems to have really fallen out. I mean, it's not that it's never used, like, it has its place, but remember in Heart of the Swarm, when it was like the only build anyone did? Ugh, those are the days. This is what it is. It's, super quick lair into super quick spire, try and gain control, and then macro. But I feel like the Liberator really changed up the effectiveness of this build. I mean, this would hit so early, especially depending on what type of build the Terran did, 3cc, fast Banshee, or something like that, that they really wouldn't have a lot of Marines. They couldn't actually move around and chase the mutas. So even if they had missile turrets, you're still getting a couple SCVs or a reactor or something like that. And sometimes it would snowball, actually. Oh, there's one too many games in my ladder history. But with Liberators and a Liberator build being so popular, like Kelazhur is doing, this chases the mutas off. It can actually chase them literally, and then it'll definitely scare them away, unless they're willing to dedicate the micro to splitting the mutas, which is it's a dangerous task. Not a lot of Zergs usually want to do it. But we'll see how this goes. The Spire's only halfway done. The Reaper, I don't believe, got back in because the Lings are doing a good job protecting it. Yeah, they didn't. So Kelazhur has no idea, but this Liberator should be able to see it. Now he's trying to get some distraction going on so that either the Liberator or the Hellion Reaper combo will get some kills. Looks like the Liberator will get the kills first. There wasn't a super big reason for Cham to get... Oh, it was First Blood? Wow. For Cham to get a Spore Crawler, and it looks like he definitely doesn't need it with the Queens being able to hit it. Lings do... Oh, wow. That was like a perfect, circle of a grenade throw. Damn. Hellions tried to get into the natural, but that was not going to happen. Cham was aware of the technique of the tactic. That's the word. Liberator was cleaned up, but I believe it saw the fast Spire. Well, fast lair, which this fast of a lair means two things. A Spire or a Nidus Worm. It's actually kind of hard to tell which is which. But the only thing you do against a Nidus Worm is maybe build a bunker, but more importantly, look for the Nidus Worm, so... He's not building any missile turrets yet. He might be very uncertain. Or maybe he just doesn't check to see what build it is yet. Well, regardless, as soon as he sees some mutas, whenever that happens, build 2 Liberators. If they continue to invest in only mutas, build 4 Liberators. But that'll probably be enough. And of course, build 2 missile turrets, but either one. Oh, the Hellion's going to be the first indication of mutas. Again, not completely sure. He had no idea. I think you're just waiting on confirmation. So missile turrets come down. 1-1's on the way. That's something you really give up when going for double or fast lair with a Spire. Upgrades are going to be way, way far behind. And of course, your ground army is going to be fairly weak. Not very gas intensive and that means not very many Banelings at all, because you put all the gas in mutas. So it is a bit of a scary build. Like, if you're not very good with mutas, and, you lose them right off the bat, or you just, too passive with them, the Terrans will push you, and you gotta try and defend with limited amounts of units and creep spread. The Kelazhur still has to wait for combat shield to do that. It's almost done, though. He can push right now. With the army finishing up, you actually use the Hellions as well. Oh, 1 muta picked off. Very nice. Very nice. The push should be commencing soon. I guess you got an Overlord as well. What's coming out of that factory, I guess, is a question I have. Tanks. Okay, so keeping the tech lab on the factory and going for tanks as opposed to Wood Mines. Either one I think would have done fine. Even incorporating Liberators into your push, even just 1 Liberator can really help, because suddenly the mutas can't pick off the Hellbats at the front, they can't pick off the medevac that is a little off to the left, They're always at risk of taking way too much splash damage. And Cham, this is the push I was talking about. He has to defend with limited amounts of units. Scan goes down, sees that banelings are only just now morphing, which means that Kelazhur at the very least can clean up creep, but he can also go ahead and try and spread and prepare for the attack. He goes a little too far forward. Oh my good god. Oh my god, this is so dangerous. Holy crap. I can't believe Kelazhur did that. He just barely got on top of them, but Cham definitely needs more banelings. 4 banelings can actually be target fired, and more importantly, Kelazhur can just split against everything. Cham is being crowded to the back of his base, and things are not looking good for him. The pickup should be happening soon. That's actually enough banelings, enough mutas as well to help out, and just barely enough lings. This was a good push overall for Kelazhur, but he did get really bold about it. Like, damn. That was something, like, don't try that at home type of deal. And he has lost a good chunk of his units, so he needs that time to actually get his reinforcements here. Here they are now. Liberators are on the way. This is what I was talking about. You know, Liberators suddenly come out, and mutas can't even help against Marines. And sometimes they're the only thing that can help against Marines with that glaive bounce. Upgrades did finish up for Cham. I was a little worried for a second that he just forgotten to start them, but they're done. Of course, 2-2 is still really far ahead for Kelazhur, and the 2-2 push is going to be so much more difficult than the 1-1 push. That's when suddenly there's going to be Liberators and siege tanks and actual splash damage and just, you know, a lot more bio to work against. Cham's 4th base at the very least was not cancelled. That's something that Kelazhur could have gone for and said, oh, 2 mutas go down. 3 mutas go down. Oh, that's so bad. He could have gone up against the 4th base and gotten a cancel or a kill. Probably. But he decided to try and go for the throat, which almost worked. That was really close. But here's the secondary push. It is that 2-2 push I was talking about. He's actually getting the attack or the armor upgrade for his Liberators, but would also help out his medevacs. Drop in the main base is only a single drop, dealt with easily by a couple of lings. Liberators are actually doing a or rather the mutas are doing a very good job against the Liberators, actually. He picks off one, then almost picks off the other. That's actually pretty good. More barracks coming down for Kelazhur, though. Scans, sees banelings morphing, decides not to siege up. He's actually gonna pull back. Huh, I wonder why he's pulling back. It'd be another thing if he was on creep. I mean, obviously pull back off the creep, but he's not. 2 more mutas go down to the single drop. Makes the drop worth it. How many mutas are going on in total? 10. Oof. That's really... Imagine how many... besides being 25 mutas, potentially, imagine how many more banelings that is. Well, Kelazhur, I thought he was going to stick with tanks. Actually did swap over entirely to Widow Mines. This is off creep, so Cham really had to rethink taking that fight. The Widow Mines burrow, Marauders on the front lines, Marines should be splitting, there we go, and the tank is involved here. The front line of Marines, they do a good job soaking up all the banelings, and there's so many Marines left over, the mutas really can't help against that. Scan goes down to see what exactly is behind that, and there wasn't much, but it looks like Kelazhur doesn't feel too confident without more splash, or just more units in general. Oh, I don't know about a double drop. Okay, I really don't like doom drops in TvZ, but I think a double drop is fine. 4th base on the way. Liberators still being made, because his medevac count hasn't been really taken down at all, so I think that's a very good move. This is, you know, Cham is starting to use his mutas, like, he's using the mutas very correctly, but unfortunately he's losing 1 or 2 at a time, and that's really where things are going south for him. Double drop gets in here, and Lings weren't prepared on the ground, so they find a little corner in the mineral line, are going to do a lot of damage. Remember, they also have upgrades over Cham, who is still not started his 2-2. We'll lose him 2 medevacs, but we'll net him the 4th base. Oh, that is so much better. Wow, that transfuse is so hopeful. Nope, not going to happen. 4th base goes down, and mutas are out of position, so he just picks up and goes back to his reinforcements, and this just might be it. There's nothing but banelings left, so, I mean, they'll take out a couple Marines with them, right? But actually, they all collide into the Marauders. Good control from Kelazhur. Cham, I think he's just losing too much, you know, over time, like mutas here and there, more mutas here and there, and of course that 4th base is absolutely devastating. This is a bit of an awkward split, as I guess Kelazhur didn't want to actually take the fight there, but just enough Marines left over? Maybe? Not quite. So many of these mutas are actually really low. There's a single Liberator in there, just 10 more Marines. Oof, that could have hurt. Things do a little... Oh, no, 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 no. Oh my god. Oh my god, move. Oh my god, move. Oh my god, move. Oh, good thing I didn't splash the mutas. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay, Cham, he is holding on, though. I mean, It's now 3-3 to 1-1. Oh my good god. So Kelazhur's army supply is so much better, but he's not dead yet. And I think that's actually pretty damn good. Cham still working with Vito Lang Bling. He probably should double expand. Especially since he's banking a few too many minerals. Not going to, though. I'm going to look for that harassment. Finds a missile turret without protection, so kills it. Well, that's what Kelazhur just go ahead and puts it down again, real quick, like. This is a drop. Drop goes to the top right. Oof. Big splash in those units. Cham. I didn't even army supply, but maybe he was clicking on those upgrades and just going like, oof. 3-3. Nope, not gonna happen. That's gonna end it then. Not a very explosive ending, but congratulations to Kelazhur for taking the 2-0 over his opponent. And congratulations in general to Kelazhur and Jon Snow for taking the last qualifier for the Ting Open. This means we gotta send out invites, and I'm guessing we're gonna have this all posted by the end of the day, maybe tomorrow, not sure. Rifkin, I know he's alive, right? Like, he's not dead, but he isn't casting because he had really severe allergies, and it would just be better off for me to solo cast anyway, if he was gonna be sneezing all the time and not able to see the screen. So I hope you guys enjoyed the solo cast and the games. Pretty quick cast, but I won't be too upset about that with a solo. Give a quick shout out to Ting, and also play a few more of their ads at the end of this broadcast, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Hey everyone, welcome back for the shoutouts, basically. This is the point where if you don't really care, you can go, but if you're looking to support us, then that'd be great. First and foremost, follow the channel down below. And of course, on Twitter at BaseTradeTV. Follow me on Twitter at ZG Gaming. My Twitch is ZombieGrub, and my YouTube, which I'm actually using now, if you want to go check that out, is also ZombieGrub. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and especially since it's a solo cast, I know it's just that some people's flavor. Some people don't like me, you suck. Some people don't like solo casts, that's fine. But thank you for tuning in and watching the last qualifier for Ting, and this is Ting Open 2. So the ads didn't quite cover it. They are a mobile phone service company. I always get those reversed. That is based in Canada, but actually only services to the United States. So if you're a US citizen, or you live in the US rather, and you just don't like your phone service and you're on Wi-Fi a lot, this is actually a really good plan for you, because they only charge you for what you use in terms of data, and it's not much. So around Wi-Fi all the time, you can have a bill as low as like 20-25 bucks. That's a pretty good deal. I know Europeans have been like having their pinky up and whatever about this for a long time, but for us North Americans, it's actually a pretty big difference. So if you're interested, go ahead and check them out at bttv.ting.com. That way they'll let them know, there we go, that you actually came from us. And of course, we have our own channel sponsors. So if you look down below, you can see every single one of them. Yord right now has their Father's Day coupon going on, or Father's Day sale rather, where you can go to that site and ask for a coupon and get $20 off. Really nice gift. I got it for my dad last Father's Day and he really enjoys it. So if you're looking for something kind of like a good idea that kind of fits most situations, then Yord is definitely the way to go. It's also helping us with our Yord Civil War prize pool, which you guys have already been awesome with buying the watches. The prize pool is actually really, really up. I think like 60 watches have been sold. Really cool stuff, and people obviously like them. I think they're really nice. Me and Rifkin both have one and can confirm they're really nice. They're kind of lightweight, not as heavy as they look. They're pretty good. Civil War t-shirts, by the way, are also still on sale, so if you're looking to support either like StarCraft 2 in general, Hearthstone, mods, Drogo, if you just like the colors and how they look, because they're really cool, you can look down below and buy either one or both in 2 different colors, because it's a pretty cool idea. And of course, 50% of the sales will actually go towards the players. So that's another reason to support. G2A.com. Go there, use the code BASE and get 3% off any video game or game time or skins or anything like that. Chairs for Gaming, use code BaseTradeTV, get $20 off, and you will get free shipping and free cushions to the North America, to Canada and USA. Arcade Block is the thing we've been doing recently. They've actually been sending us monthly arcade blocks. We get the arcade block, which is actually a bunch of different types of blocks. But it's the monthly gear thing. You know, I'm certain that everyone has heard about some variation of this, like food, video games, whatever. And this is just, they're sponsored with us. They're interested in working with us. We actually set up a raffle ourselves to kind of support, you know, a big blowout introduction to BaseTradeTV and its community. That if you are interested in this at all and you just want to try it out for a month, or maybe you actually are really interested in getting it for more, if you send us a receipt of just, you know, print screen your receipt, PM BaseTradeTV, you'll be entered into a raffle for a really cool Risk board. So it's a StarCraft Risk Collector's Edition, but most importantly, it's signed by almost everyone that was at DreamHack Austin. So a lot of cool pro gamers and casters, and we also, BaseTradeTV crew, left you know, some notes in the actual box itself for the lucky winner to find. I believe that's going until the 20th, so you have some time to decide if that is worth looking into. And finally, last but not least, Corsair. Go ahead, look down below, click on the link if you're at all interested in what they do. It really helps us. If you're actually looking to buy something new, we always suggest the headsets. You know, they're wireless, not headless, dear God. They're wireless, and that is definitely the best benefit. But they're wireless with good sound quality, which is the most important thing, I would say. And it's just so worth to have a wireless headset that's actually good. It's actually such a dream. I've been recently really recommending the Qatar because I like it as a mouse. I have small grip and it works perfectly. If anyone has a Zowie Myco, and I know those have been discontinued, and you might be looking for another one, that is definitely the way I would suggest going. I know Rifkin really likes his mouse as well because there's a bunch of doodads. I'm not about that. I like my simplicity, and that's what my mouse has. But if you're interested in anything, mouse, keyboard, headsets, mouse pad, then just check the links down below. That's it, I believe. Yeah, I think so. So, once again, thanks everyone for watching. I hoped you enjoyed the cast and the games. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. EST for the first Korean group. The first group of TING. Woo! Alright, I'll see you guys later.